Hello, whoever is watching right now. I'm just getting my heat press fired up because I am going to start working on my dresses for an upcoming craft show. It's actually in a week and a half, and I have nothing sewn or prepared yet other than cutting out all the dresses. So I guess we'll see how much we get done today. And I do have, so I'm working remotely today, pretty quiet right now for work. I'll constantly check my phone and make sure I'm not missing any emails, but I do have a 3 p.m. meeting, a staff meeting, so I'll probably head off around here around 2:45. Um, and there may or may not be people coming into my apartment because they're doing the backsplash for all the different kitchens and stuff in the whole place. So hopefully they won't interfere with anything, but they're going to be here. So they started on Monday and they're going to be here through Friday. So I'm assuming they'll probably come today and get stuff done. So just clean up my apartment. So I'm getting my heat press all heat up to start pressing my dresses. So there we go. All right, just to kind of go over what I prepped, so if you guys saw my last live, I was cutting out some fabrics. Here it has a bunch of different patterns, so I'm going to go through each of these folders because like I said, they're all organized by the different sizes. Um, so I prepped all the pieces, and over here I have these are my different stabilizers because I will be adding plastic snaps. So this will just kind of make it so the fabric doesn't fray. It is called SF101, and I got a big bolt of it from Joann's. Essentially, there's a soft side and a rough side, and the rough side is essentially the part where you iron it onto the fabric. So I'm just going to go and start prepping all of these different pieces. So I'll be over by the heat press. And let me know if you guys have any questions, or just let me know how your days are going. If you're working on anything as well while you're watching me, because I'm hoping to get a lot done. And I even have 4 birthday outfit orders to get out. I'm trying to become more organized because my customers will be like, oh, I need it by this date. I need it by that date. Can you get it to me as soon as you can? So I really want to it like a planner and write down when all the orders need to be there by, so then I can kind of plan when exactly I need to ship out the different items. So, but today is all about prepping for this craft show. I got some business cards from Vistaprint. I was hoping to get some like posters and things like that for my items, but they were all sold out on Vistaprint. So unfortunately, I missed out on that. But I'm planning on going to Hobby Lobby, seeing if they have any sort of like displays that I can purchase. Of course, I was just there yesterday, but I wasn't even thinking about that because it was kind of late when I got out of work because we had like kind of a after work appetizer, hangout event. So I got done with that around 6. So then I went right to Hobby Lobby, I got more of this sunflower fabric because I didn't think I would have enough. But luckily I have plenty of that, so that's good. But yeah, so right now we're going to be working on the 1 to 3 month size. So I'm going to be over by the heat press, pressing all these different fabrics and just kind of trying to get them all organized. But I'm going to work on them all in sections since they're all the same size. I don't have to worry about mixing them up. I just got to make sure that the patterns match up, and that's about it. So, but like I said, first I'm going to press all these fabrics, and then I will show you exactly what part I'm going to be putting this stabilizer on for the plastic snaps. Ooh, which I'm thinking. So here are all my plastic snaps. So as you can see, I have pinks. I kind of have like a orangey brown, I would say. I have gray, I have cream, I have white. On the other side, I have brown, which I'm thinking of doing for the sunflowers. I think that would be super cute. So I've got brown, I've got black, and then of course more white, cream, and gray. So I definitely want to order more of those. Hi, Minerva. And I got these plastic snaps from I Love Big Buttons. And then I also got my big old snap press, which I'll show you guys later. If I get to snapping, I don't know how much I'm going to be getting done today, but just so you guys know kind of what kind of plastic snaps I have. Unfortunately, I am running low on the white. So that is unfortunate. I'm just trying to figure out what colors I can use for what. Anyways, we'll get to that point when we get to that point. So I'm going to go over to my heat press and get pressing. And then I also have a little pair of scissors I'm going to use to cut the stabilizer. Okay. All right, I'll kind of organize them over here. So I'll kind of put them in sections. So here in each dress, I have 2 pieces for the front, which is one essentially for the main fabric and one for the lining. So here is the front of the dress pattern that we have cut out. Again, one is for the front main lining and the other is for one is for the main fabric and one is for the lining fabric. So I'm just going to kind of put them in sections. Here are the fabrics that we will be, the portions that we will be adding the stabilizer to. So this is for the back. It's a nice open back. So I have one of these cut out and I have one of them cut mirrored. So this is for one side and here's for the other. So as you can probably tell, this is where the plastic snaps will be. So I cut out a bunch of strips of the stabilizer. So I will cut the stabilizer for the different sizes. So that's kind of what I did today. Put you over here. And then here are 6 pieces for the skirt panel, which if you saw my last live, I made these little tick marks and these will be for the pleats. So that's kind of why I made those markings. But anyways, I'm going to put those all to the side, kind of get these all organized. Again, it doesn't really matter since I'm doing the same exact size over and over again. It's fine if I kind of mix up the fabrics, but of course I want to make sure that I get all the matching fabrics together. So I have 2 for the 1 to 3 months. I have 2 of the sunflowers. I have one of this cute 4th of July print. So I'll be making one dress out of this. I did run out of this fabric, but unfortunately it's all sold out at Hobby Lobby, which is where I got it from. So that's unfortunate, but at least when I went back to Hobby Lobby yesterday, they had more of the sunflower fabric, so I had plenty for that. Again, here's the front. And then the pleats, or the skirt portion. And then if you saw my last live, I cut out this. So this is like technically an Easter print, but I think it's still cute for like summer or spring. Hi, Julianne. Oh, from rainy Wisconsin. Oh, how are you feeling? I'm feeling so much better. I still have a little bit of a cough, but other than that, I feel a heck of a lot better, and it was not fun. But like I said, I'm now prepping for a craft show, so that's kind of fun. And at least, although it is unfortunate that I got COVID, at least I had it well before my craft show, so that I didn't have to cancel anything because that would have been a huge bummer. But I'm feeling so much better. So I have 2 of these cut out as well. So since this craft show is mainly for expectant mothers or new mothers, I really wanted to create a lot of newborn items. So that's kind of what I did. So I think I have about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I have about 5 pieces or 5 dresses cut out for the 1 to 3 months. Thank you. Yeah, now my daughter has COVID. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, COVID is not fun. Wouldn't recommend it. So I'm going to start pressing the the skirt portions. I don't think they're really that wrinkly, but I'm going to just quickly press them because I don't want the fabric to shrink. I have my heat press set to 350 degrees. Going to press 2 at a time. Probably press it for about 3 seconds or so. And this is parchment paper that I actually got from like Target. So it's like kind of like baking sheet sort of a thing. Yeah, a bunch of people that I work with, we all got COVID one after the next, so it really stunk. But I think we're all feeling much better. And one of my coworkers that works in my department specifically, I'm just putting it on my chair here. So I got COVID one week and then she got COVID the next week. So she had COVID last week. So I mean, in a way that kind of worked out because then, I was there to help her out. Like if any of her clients or whatever, if they needed help with anything and wanted to speak to someone, then I was there. So I'm glad that I could help her out with that. Yeah, COVID is just, it's crazy right now, even especially in my county. So if you guys didn't get the booster, I know it's kind of like a political thing, but I wouldn't really mess with your health. So if you guys have gotten your booster and it's been over 6 months, I really recommend that you consider getting it. Getting another booster, of course, if you're eligible wherever you live. Because when I got my booster in early December, and then I got COVID beginning of May. So at that point, it was past the 6 months, which is why I think I got all those different symptoms and it really stunk. So I highly recommend that you guys consider getting another booster shot just to make sure that your symptoms are not as crazy as they usually are. So, but anyways, that's just my little tidbit, but glad to be back to normal. And I was working the whole time I had COVID as well. So looking back, I probably should have enjoyed the break more, but because I would have gotten COVID pay. So it wasn't like I wouldn't have gotten paid, or a company does support, COVID pay and things like that. But, it was nice to have that option. Yeah, I'm hoping to at least get this size. I just want to get as much of it done as I can. So after my 3 p.m. meeting today, I'm going to, of course, keep answering emails, like I said, throughout the day. But I really want to clean my apartment because it's dirty and disgusting. And then I'm going to continue working on these dresses. So like I said, since this size is so tiny, I think my heat press is 15 by 15. So I can put 2 pieces of the skirts on here at one time. Hi, Megan. Hi, everyone. Hi, Sonia. Hope you're having a good day. Middle of the week Wednesday, and I might go live tomorrow. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Like I said, work has been pretty slow lately, so I don't anticipate having much going on tomorrow, but probably it'll be more of this, but we'll have to see. Oop. Now I'm starting to press the 4th of July. Are you guys working on any projects right now? Or you just feel like watching me? Working on orders or anything like that? Yeah, the 1 to 3 months here is just super tiny. It's so cute. Like I said, I'm only pressing it for about 5 seconds. Just because, like I said, I don't want my fabric to shrink. And then I want to be nice and smooth for when I start sewing. Especially for this craft show, I want to make it look as nice and professional as I can. So that's why I am pressing all of my fabrics prior. Okay. So that is that for the 4th of July. Now we'll start pressing the skirt for the sunflowers. If you guys don't have a heat press, I highly, highly recommend that you consider getting one. Thinking and trying to make bummies, but not sure what size to make for my sample. Yeah, that's a good question. Well, let's see. I mean, honestly, I think any size would be good, but probably do one of the smaller sizes, I'm thinking. Maybe like a newborn, but like I said, the thing is like babies are born all the time, so they're all going to be different sizes and different age groups. So it's not like you can predict like, oh, the 1 to 3 months will sell the most. So just I don't know, if you do have an Etsy shop, I would, if you do sell things that are similar to that, see what sizes people are buying. Because for example, right now in my Etsy shop, my 4Ts and my 5Ts are very popular, but that's because I sell my Forever Sweet birthday outfits. So they might buy a 4T or a 5T, depending on how big their child is. So, yeah, I would just kind of probably make the smaller size, I'm thinking. So then you can save, some fabric for when you do get other orders. Why was your message retracted? Is there anything I could do about that? Oh, sorry, I don't know what happened there. Didn't get to read your message, so feel free to type it in the chat again. I'm assuming you're not doing anything naughty there. I don't have an Etsy account, just starting to make things to open a page. Gotcha. I feel like newborn sizes would be the best, because if somebody's having like a newborn in the summer, like especially for like a spring baby shower or something like that, I feel like people would probably buy more of like the newborn sizes. So that just may be something to keep in mind. All right, almost done pressing the skirts. And we'll move on to the front bodice. I love this heat press though. I actually got it for the Black Friday sale well, you guys know it's like the day after Thanksgiving or something like that. So I got this then. I got it for a really great deal. I think it was like $100 off or something crazy like that. So very glad that I've got it. Yeah, true. Thanks, I'll do that. No worries. Glad to help you out. But I'm definitely planning on adding more baby items to my Etsy shop. Especially, obviously, if I don't sell all these dresses, then I'm definitely planning on posting them on my Etsy shop, and hopefully people will buy them. Probably up my dress prices as well, just because obviously they're such great quality, but it might be a little biased. Yeah, I really would recommend also is considering doing like outfits, not just bummies themselves. Although I have had people like just buy my squirts by themselves. So here, these are all nicely prepped and heat pressed. So I'll just put them to the side. I'll grab my front bodices here and start pressing them. But yeah, I would highly recommend that you consider selling like outfits. So if you have like a Cricut or something, there's so many things that you can make with it. Or if you sew or not sew, if you embroider, because my birthday outfits, they're selling like crazy. I think over this weekend, I think I had one Etsy order, and now I have like, I think I technically have 5 because somebody actually ordered technically twice for me, but they ordered like a shirt or a skirt with the matching shirt. So, which is fine with me, whatever they please. But look how wrinkled, that's all wrinkled. So that's why I'm kind of pressing all of these right now. So it looks all nice and professional for when I start my sewing. Probably press this one for a little bit longer. Maybe a couple seconds longer. Still a little wrinkled, but we can just use that for the lining portion, so that's okay. I'm going to press the 4th of July ones. Working on a shawl I've had on the floor, on the hook for a year. Oh, yeah, I can't even tell you how many projects that I've had throughout my crafting career that I've just never finished. I just get bored of them sometimes, but luckily for sewing and stuff, like you do, like, at least for me, for the most part, I sew different things all the time. So, minus my birthday outfits, I sell them like crazy, but it's understandable and get a pretty penny out of them. So I'm not complaining. All right. Love the sunflower one. I think they're all cute, but I might be biased. Then after that, we get to deal with all of these and cutting them out for the sizes. All right. Fronts are all pressed. Okay, so here they are, all nicely pressed, ready to sew. So I'll put that on my pile. And now we'll be dealing with all of these little backings. So I'll show you what I do. So I'll take one piece. So here's a piece, here is the back, here's the front, as you can tell. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab one of these strips. I'm going to put it all the way to the top here, line it up at the bottom, and then cut the stabilizer at the bottom here, and then I will press it onto the back of my fabric because this is where we will be adding our plastic snaps. So I'll just be doing that over here if you're curious. I promise I will not burn myself. I've done this many times. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll give these a little press, and then I will do the stabilizer. Press it for like 3 seconds. And I'll show you what it looks like after I iron on the stabilizer. That's why I have all these different strips here. Again, making sure the rough side is on the fabric side. And I'll press it for about 6 seconds. So here we are. There is a stabilizer all nicely ironed on. So these are good to go. Put these in my complete pile. And I'll just keep on going. So I'll do a quick press. Prep the stabilizer, which I already have one all prepped. Again, keeping in mind where my heat press is so I don't burn myself. Continuing to add the stabilizer, which out of all the ironing processes, this will probably take the longest, just because there's a lot of pieces I have to cut and prepare. So I'll press it for about 5 seconds. And that stabilizer's not going anywhere. And then there we go, all nice and prepped. And I will keep doing that for all of the fabrics. This is essentially the last step, and then I will start sewing. Yeah, I always have a lot of these strips on hand. That way I don't have to keep going back and forth and cutting the strips. But essentially, I get a big bulk from Hobby Lobby, or not Hobby Lobby, Joann Fabrics, because they usually have some good sales going on. So I usually buy it when it's like 60% off or something like that. Because that way I can get a good deal. And then it'll last me a long time. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I cut them into 1-inch strips. Have them off camera over here to the side, over here. We're almost done prepping. The spring carrot fabric. And here's a little scrap I'm just going to throw away. But yeah, that's essentially how I prep my dresses. And then pressing for 5 seconds. What is the name of the stabilizer you use? I use, it's called SF101 interfacing, also known as Shape Flex. So it's a thin stabilizer that like I said, it has a soft side and a rough side, and the rough side has a glue on it. So like I said, I cut them out in 1-inch strips. I think the length of the length of it is like 36 inches or 40 inches or something like that. So Let me see if I can get a, so here's how long this one strip is. So I can probably get like, maybe like 3/4 of a dress press just with this piece. So I like it. I think it works really well. There's some bolts that feel a little weird compared to others, but for the most part, the bolts that I get are good quality. I'm starting to press the 4th of July ones. I haven't even really sold many of these dresses this summer. I've mainly just sold my birthday outfits, so, which I think I sold about 10 last summer, but I haven't sold any this summer, so I don't know what's going on with that. This one is almost there, just a little long. Press that for 5 seconds. Let me know if you guys have any questions about any of my sewing supplies or my machines or kind of my methods for different things. I'm happy to answer any of your questions and help you guys learn how to better create things, I guess, well, not better create things, but how to craft better, or kind of what techniques I use, because that's kind of why I created this channel, is to kind of help you guys share my expertise with the world and whatnot. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. Okay. Oh, and then it was so cute. I went out to take my trash before I went on this live, and there was this adorable, like, little Labradoodle puppy. And it was so cute. It was like a little guy, obviously I could tell that they just got him actually. So I thought it was a girl because it had a pink collar, but apparently it's a boy. I'm like, oh, sorry. But, and his name was Conrad, which I thought was cute. But yeah, I got to pet him before I came on the live, so that was some good, what is it, serotonin or whatever the term is, but that was nice. Okay, so the 4th of July fabric is all prepped. Now, last but not least, we have the 2 sunflowers. Which I'm putting them face up. I don't know why I find heat pressing so relaxing. Or just anything crafty, I just find so relaxing. I love shipping out my orders, seeing that whole process come together, working on a project from start to finish. And I'm starting to get more 5-star reviews, which makes me very happy. I think I got one yesterday. Then another one of my customers posted a picture of her daughter wearing my Forever Sweet birthday outfit. So I'm planning on adding that one to the listing. And of course, I got permission from the mom, asking if I could post it. And she said, of course. So happy to do what I do, that's for sure. So there's the sunflowers, super cute. Even though it's fairly big print, I think it still even works for the small sizes. Okay. If you guys do crafts, what's your favorite part of working on it? Is it when you cut out the fabric? Is it when you start sewing it? When you see it all put together? Just kind of overall, what is your favorite part of doing crafts? because I kind of like the whole process. Like I like the heat pressing portion. I like the sewing. Printing up the packing slips is also very satisfying to me as well. Just seeing a new order come through, and I put little thank you stickers on my order packing slips as well. So I kind of like to do that. I don't know. I just like the whole entire process, really. But cutting out all these dresses was definitely a challenge, especially since I came back from my work event. Well, I got out of it at 6, and then I went to Hobby Lobby, and then I came home and immediately started to cut out my fabric. Definitely the process. Absolutely. Okay. Coming to the end of pressing all of our fabrics. I think I just have 4 more pieces left. I also love watching other people do their work too. Just, it's so interesting how people have like different ways of doing things, even though even though people are doing the same thing, it's like they have different ways of doing it. You know what I mean? Like how they work on their orders. Like some people have the plastic sleeves like I use, or they just print out a packing slip and just start working on the order right then and there. I personally, I like the folders. It just helps me stay more organized. But like I said, I'm definitely planning on getting some sort of a planner to kind of help organize one of my different orders, because obviously they're birthday outfits, so they have to get to them on a certain time frame. But you know, you can always better yourself as a crafter or a business person for sure. Even just seeing my pile of fabric come together is very satisfying to me. I don't know. All right, last 2 pieces, and we can start sewing. 37 minutes, that's not too bad. Okay. I'm going to leave all of my little scrappy bits. Well, can I put them in something? Oh, you know what? I have a Amazon box that I'll probably put all these scraps in, just so they're not like all, because I like to put my fabric down here when I sew, so I don't want to get anything mixed up. Okay. Last piece of stabilizer. But if you ever have any projects that requires snaps or buttons or anything like that, I highly recommend that you consider using some portion of stabilizer. That way it can prevent the fabric from fraying. Because if you guys don't know, I use quilting cotton fabric, which does tend to fray. So that's another tip for this video, is to consider using stabilizers. Okay, I'll turn this off. Show you my satisfying pile of fabric. So here we are, looking all beautiful and thick. So these are all the pieces that we just pressed. So I'm going to start with the skirts, just because I just like to do it first. Doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to put these different pieces to the side. So here are my skirts. Let me get my box for my stabilizer. Oh yeah. So this box is perfect. I'm just going to put all my stabilizer in here so it's all out of the way. Oh yeah. There we go. So there's a box for my stabilizer. I'll probably put it over here. Make sure you guys can't see my address. And I'll put this over in my basket. Now we get to do the fun part of sewing. So I've got my good old Brother Lock 10-0 or 1034DX. There we go. I can't speak. So I'm going to start working on the skirts. So right now for each of them, so there should be 6 pieces for each dress. So for example, making 2 of these, so there should be 12 panel pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one panel piece and another and kind of put them right sides together. If I can line it up. Then I'm going to sew down this raw edge using my serger. So I'm just going to put my big old pile over here. So again, you're going to connect all 6 pieces, and then you're going to connect both of the raw edges at the end to create a big circle. Gosh, it's all slippery. Grab your magic clips. I feel like I know Amber from Bingham Bliss does sewing, but I just know a lot of more embroiderers, so it's kind of nice, in my opinion, to see somebody sewing. So like I said, I'm going to sew down this raw edge to connect all 6 pieces. Getting my thing in the way. Trimming my thread. So here is the nicely serged edge. So I always make sure that I'm not missing anything. As you can see, it's a nice line. There's no, I didn't accidentally not sew anything correctly. So none of the fabric's fraying or pulling out. So that's now I know I did it correct. Now I'm going to keep doing that for, again, 6 pieces. And just kind of do it like an assembly line. So I'm going to do this step for all of the skirt pieces, and then we will move to the sewing machine for the next step. 12:44. Okay, making good timing. So for this, since it's so small, I'll just only use 3 magic clips. And if you don't know what a serger is, there's this like little bucket in the front. So I'm just putting my scraps in there. All right, that section's good. Moving on. So I have 3 pieces connected so far. And I have extra serger thread just in case if I need it. I think I might be okay for sewing thread, but at least for serger thread that I'm all good to go. And it'll probably feel kind of floppy after you add each one. Okay, so that's 6 pieces, or 4 pieces. Pulling to make sure nothing's popping out. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm counting for this because, like I said, I'm making 2 sunflower dresses, so I don't want to make one dress with 12 panels because then that wouldn't do anything. That would just make a big old dress. Again, trying to make the edges match up as best as I can, and pinning, clipping along the way. one more, and I will show you what we will do next. Because if you don't know, I like to sew in sections. So I like to do all the serging on one part and then go to the sewing machine. So then I'm not kind of going back and forth as much, but I got a little rolly chair here. So if I have to roll all around the place, then I can do that. Okay. Keep it all lined up. Okay. Testing it out. So making sure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So I have all 6 panel pieces here. So what I'm going to do is just simply connect to the raw edges, making sure that nothing is twirled around, and it's not. So we're making a big old loop here. Okay. My scissors. All right, so there is one skirt panel all connected together. So now I'm just going to fold it up. And the next part for this will be to sew it. But like I said, I'm going to do all the serging right now for all the skirts, put them in a pile by the sewing machine, and start the next step. So I'm going to do the same process for all of the rest of the skirts here. But luckily, I don't have to count any more of the sunflowers since I already did the one sunflower dress. Skirt, I mean. Well, it's a skirt for the dress. There we go. Actually, let me check my work email here. Okay. Okay. So it looks like I have an appointment at 10 a.m. tomorrow. I think that's all I have tomorrow. Let me double check. Yeah, it's super quiet at work right now. So like I said, I'm going to connect the next panel pieces here. Make sure they're all lined up and continue sewing. These dresses are definitely one of my favorites. Love the skirts. There we go. Testing it out. Feels good. Like I said, this is just plain quilting cotton fabric, so it's not stretchy or anything like that. In case you're kind of wondering what sort of material I use. I usually prefer to use quilting cotton just because there's usually more sales for it. There's more options that you can get from like Joann's or a local craft store. So I like to usually purchase patterns that just require quilting cotton fabric. But I know for like leggings and stuff, you usually only really kind of have to use knit fabric, some sort of stretchy fabric. All right, panel number 3. That's good. Just working away. The next part's usually super quick though. Okay. Clip, clip, clip. snip, snip, pull the fabric. Good. So adding the 5th panel. If you guys are just joining this live, I am sewing up dresses for an upcoming craft show. So here's one. I'm going to be making a dress out of this cute sunflower fabric. So that's just kind of what I'm sewing up right now. Definitely, if you guys have an Etsy shop, I highly recommend that you consider making dresses just because they're a really great seller and you can probably get a good amount of money for them as well. Okay. Like I said, let me know if you guys have any questions about anything that I'm using, any materials, if you want to know about my machines, or if you just want to get to know me better. So now I'm adding the last panel. Again, I always have some magic clips on hand, even though they almost always fly all over the place. And if you're wondering where I got my pattern from, I got it from Made by Me Patterns on Etsy. I like their patterns because they actually have pictures to show you kind of what they're doing and what the parts of the next steps are. So if you're not super familiar with sewing patterns, so like right now, like I said, I'm connecting the 2 raw edges to make a big circle. But anyway, so they have a lot of really great patterns. I think I got my skirt pattern from 5 Berries on Etsy or something like that. So if you guys are curious where I get my patterns from, all of them are really on Etsy. That's why I love Etsy, just because there's so many different things that you can get there. Okay. So now we're all done with this one as well. So here's our second sunflower skirt. I'm going to fold it up, put it next to the sewing machine. Now I'm going to start working on the skirt for this 4th of July dress. Hoping to get as much done today as I can. That's the goal. Even though my apartment's a disaster, I did clean it up a little bit, so I'm feeling a little better, but still needs a deep cleaning. And even though I am using darker fabric, I still use white serger thread. I do have black, but there is a little bit of white in here, so I don't think it's a huge deal if I use white thread. Okay, adding the 3rd panel. Here, so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm just lining up the raw edges with both panels. That looks good. Grabbing some clips. Keep forgetting that I'm on live, so then I have to show you guys what exactly I'm doing. And I got this fabric from Hobby Lobby. I got these 3 dresses, the fabric I got from Hobby Lobby. Also, I highly recommend that you guys consider going to Hobby Lobby. Right now, last week they had a 40% off fabric sale, so I'm thinking next week they'll probably have that again as well. But they have an area where you can get fabric for $3 or $4 a yard. So I would definitely recommend that you guys, if you do, of course, live in the US and whatnot, I can highly recommend that you consider going to Hobby Lobby because they have a really great discount on fabrics. And in a moment, I will show you the fabric that I'm making for one of or for some of these dresses here because I got it for $4 a yard. So I'm going to make a pretty big profit off of that. And since I went yesterday, they also have, it's 40% off 4th of July, and then I think 40% off spring fabrics. So like I said, definitely check out their different sales that they've got going on, especially if you're thinking of opening your own Etsy shop or just small business, or you just want to have some projects to work on. Definitely look at your different craft stores and see kind of what deals they've got going on. But Hobby Lobby is always a great place to go. And for the most part, they usually consistently have certain fabrics in stock, except like the seasonals. That's kind of like iffy, but because I was hoping to get more of this fabric because I only had enough of this fabric to make 4 dresses. So I wanted to get more fabric, but they were all sold out. But like I said, luckily they had some more of the sunflower fabric, so I just bought whatever they had. Adding the 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so now I'm adding the last panel piece. And if you guys ever get confused about what piece goes at the front, usually the bottom's wider than the top. And also if you made those markings like I did before, then you can tell that the markings were supposed to be at the top. So that's usually kind of how I differentiate which is the top and which is the bottom. Because obviously you want the bottom to flare out more, so that's why it looks like that. Okay. Okay. Again, here's a big old piece. We're just going to connect it and make sure that nothing is twisted or anything like that. So now it will start to form a skirt for your dress. And if you guys are new here and just joining, I'm making a bunch of 1 to 3 month size dresses for an upcoming craft show. I'm just sewing the skirt portion of it right now. And my serger is the Brother Lock 1034DX that I got from Walmart for about $200. Literally never had an issue with this machine at all. So I highly recommend that you guys consider looking into it if you do want to get a serger. So here's this all ready to be sewn for the next step. Let me actually put on some lights in here. It's got a dark. Make it, yeah, it's a little cloudy today, so let me plug in my other lamp. There we go. Okay, thank you guys so much for all the likes. I really appreciate it. Definitely planning on making more videos soon as well. So, especially some tutorials. So now I'm going to work on my next dresses. So here's a fabric that I got from Hobby Lobby for $4 a yard because it was in the discount section. I don't know if they sell this anymore. I tried to find more of it, but this is all I could find. So I got a bunch of yards of this that I thought would be super cute for my craft show. So that's what I'm making right now. It's technically considered Easter fabric, but honestly, I feel like people can use this for year round, not just spring, but also for summer as well. And I'm planning on also making my back to school items soon too. So I can get all the fabric that I can for that before um, before it all gets sold out, essentially. Okay, that's good. So now, right now we have 3 of the skirts prepped and ready for the next step, and we're just finishing up these 2. Love this print, so cute. It's cloudy here too. It's normally 90 degrees and up, but today it's 66. Oh, I couldn't stand 90 degrees. I just don't do well in the heat. Um, so my family owns property on the Jersey Shore, and if it was ever like 90 or above, like there's no way I was going outside. I get all cranky and just agitated and annoyed and just blah. Kind of ruins my mood being in the heat like that, but I'm assuming you're probably pretty used to it at this point. I like doing the skirt part. I think my most favorite out of making these dresses is working on these skirts and just connecting them all. Okay. I think I just did 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's one more skirt panel. Okay. All right, now we'll connect it all up. I'll take the 90 degrees way more than I would take 66. We are only 52 degrees. Yeah, I live in the Rochester area in New York, and if you guys aren't from New York area, it's pretty much cold like 3/4 of the year. So um, it's quite unfortunate. Like right now, I think it's 70 degrees right now, so that's pretty nice. But I'll probably sit outside a bit after I get out of here. But probably can't tell since I'm wearing a sweater. This is like I like to wear this sweater when I work from home. It just feels like a blanket on you, and it's just so nice. And so I like to wear this sweater. Okay. All right. So this one is all ready to go to the next step. Now just one more skirt. Okay. I have a sweater like that too. I call it my comfort sweater, nice and warm. Yeah, exactly. All right, 3 more. Like I said, I like to do these in sections, so I like to do the serging part as much as I can first. Or no, for my skirts, I usually sew up the shorts, and then I go over here, work on serging the different sections, serging, go back to my sewing machine, serge, and then I start underneath. So I try to make sure I don't like move around too much, just because I'm lazy. Okay. There we go. Last panel. Doing pretty good on time. All right. Feels good. Not connecting it. Cool. So now those are all prepped. So now we can move on to the next step. We turn this off, save the battery or whatever. So go over here to the sewing machine, setting it to a shorter stitch length of 3. And if you're curious, I have the TL 1020Q Juki machine. So now we are going to use these little markings that we made. So as you can see, there are 4 markings. So here is the serged edge that we did. So for here, I don't usually see if the markings match up, but essentially you will want to sew right along this the first tick here. And I usually do it for about 1.5 inches. And I go back and forth a couple times just to make sure that it's all nice and secure. So like I said, this is how we will be making the pleats. So this is how you do it for the edge that is serged, is you just sew along the first tick mark. Going back and forth. You should go back and forth a bunch of times. And this is my favorite part of this machine. There's a little scissors icon and it will literally cut the fabric for you. Now there's this little thread here, which doesn't really bother me because we're going to eventually serge this raw edge. So this is how you make your first pleat. Now for here, you will see that there are 2 tick marks here. So what you're going to want to do is fold your fabric right sides together and making sure you're matching up those 2 dots or those 2 lines. So here's one line, there's another line that's pretty lined up. And now we'll do the same exact process with going forward, back stitching forward, and then going down a bunch of times. I would say again about 1.5 inches down. So that is how essentially you make your pleats. And again, fold it in for where the serged edge is. And just sew along that tick mark that we made. Again, going about 1.5 inches down. And I usually make my tick marks with pen because when we do the seam allowance, we're putting the whole entire thing together. So here are the pleats. So when you're sewing the whole thing together, essentially you won't even see these little pen markings. So I'm not that concerned about. So now you will do that all around this entire dress, or the skirt portion of the dress. Trimming my fabric for the thread. And then you just keep moving along, and then I'll show you what it looks like when we have all the pleats done. This tends to work up fairly quickly. Oh, you guys are shaking. Sorry about that. I need a better table. Need to get another one from IKEA. So again, the middle 2 lines are going to want to match up together. You just kind of follow that pattern as you go. Trimming. This is why it's so crucial to make those pen markings. Sometimes I forget to add my stabilizer, or I forget to add these markings, and then I'm kind of screwed. So that's why you always make those markings before you even start sewing your project. Now we're coming up to the last 2 pleats. Last pleat. So here is what it looks like from the outside. So the inside, I guess, there's all these pleats, which I know look kind of floppy, but the next part would be to go back to the serger. Did you finish assembling the desk drawer? No, I haven't. I really want to do that. I don't know how long I'm going to be here this weekend. So I'm hoping to do that. But as you can see, this is kind of what it would look like with so it has a flared bottom. But like I said, this is all done for now. The next part for this would be to do the serger. So I'm going to do the same exact thing from all the pleats for the other dresses, or the skirts for the dresses. So I'm just going to put this back by the serger and work on your next one. Yeah, I haven't done that. I really want to do that. Put the drawer back together, but life has been crazy. You know, I've just been kind of in and out of here. I haven't been around here that consistently, so I'm hoping to get better at doing that. But next weekend, so tomorrow after work, I'm planning on going to Syracuse because my parents are going to be going to New Jersey for the whole summer. But I am planning on visiting them. I have the 13th and the 14th of June off. So I'll probably head down there Tuesday after work, or start to make the drive there. So the plan is that I'm going to go to I'm going to go drive to my parents' house after I get out of work on Tuesday. They live an hour and a half away from me, so I'm going to go do that, spend the night there, work remotely that day. Then after I get out of work on Wednesday, I'm going to make the 5.5-hour trip to New Jersey. So that's kind of what my plan is with that. So, but like I said, that's only for sometime in beginning of June. So I don't have to worry about doing that. But this weekend, I'm planning on going to their place after work on Thursday. So after tomorrow. And then I will probably spend the rest of Thursday, obviously Friday, maybe part of Saturday, and then come home Saturday or Sunday. But luckily, there is that Memorial Day weekend. So although it'll be unfortunate not to spend time with my family, I think it's important that I get as many of these orders and prepping for my craft show done as I can. So that's kind of my explanation for that. So that's why I haven't been around here that much. So I haven't really had time to work on those different projects. But my goal today, it sucks. I left my hairbrush in work, so I'm going to have to go into work. But I literally live like right down the road, so it's fine. But it's just kind of annoying that I have to do that. But it is what it is. So I'm going to, after my meeting, I'm going to go into work, grab my hairbrush, go back home, clean my apartment today. That's also a big priority for me. All right, last pleat. But yeah, these work up pretty quickly. All right, there's our next one done. Putting that by the serger. Now working on the 4th of July one. Luckily, this fabric isn't that dark, so it's pretty easy to see the markings that I made. But these work up really quickly for sure. Okay. Yeah, once you're just used to making these, you can make them fairly quickly. But usually the skirt portion is the most time consuming. All right, last pleat. All right, you go to the serger. 2 more and we'll go back to the serger. Love the sunflower print. I love all the prints that I chose, to be honest. Okay. Got some extra bobbins as well, all filled up, so if I do run out of bobbin, then I don't have to worry about doing any of that. Okay. Like I said, these pleats work up fast. Last 2 pleats. All right, pleats are done with this one. Now we just have one more to do. Then we'll move on to the next step. This is why I love bulk sewing. I usually just work on one order at a time, but this is actually quite satisfying. Sorry if you guys are getting motion sickness from this. Trim, trim. That's pretty lined up. Getting there. One more pleat. And we can move on to the next step. Okay. Now, turn this off to, save some energy. Now, back to the serger. So, this next step is actually going to be 2 steps. So what I'm doing is I'm going to open up a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down all of these pleats so they're not all floppy and in the way and annoying. So with this pleat, as you can see, it's kind of floppy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold down the pleat. I'm going to serge it from this side. So I'm going to make sure this pleat is folded towards me. How do you like your new table? I really like it a lot. Oh, I think one of you, Sonny, did you favorite my shop? No problem if you, oh, you did. Yeah, that's right. That's you. But thanks for the favorite. But anyway, so yes, I do like my new table a lot. It is perfect. It doesn't have any shaking or anything like that. Like I said, I still do have to put the desk drawer together, but I'm hoping to do that sometime. I don't know. Depends on how much I'm spending time here this weekend. But anyway, so like I said, I'm going to be serging it from this way. So it'll be kind of going upwards that way. So this is for the pleat side. So I'm going to fold the pleats towards me to make sure that these pleats are all sewn down. And I will show you guys what that looks like once I'm done with this one. But yeah, the new table works great. So I'm just putting it down underneath the presser foot, making sure that it's all nice and even. Again, making sure all of the pleats are facing towards me. It'll take a while to get through this, just because you got a lot of pleats here that are fairly close to each other. This will get rid of any loose threads. Kind of prevent those pleats from being all flip-floppy. Trim thread in the beginning. Again, keeping everything nice and straight. All right, so here's what we did. We just serged down all of these pleats so they're not all floppy and in the way. So then for my next step, I will be turning it right side out. So here are all the pleats, which you can see how cute that is. So now I will be serging the bottom raw edge to get rid of all these little strings. So again, bottom only. Trimming the thread in the beginning. Okay. So here is the skirt portion of the dress. So it is all nicely prepped. All the pleats are good to go. All looks nice. So now the next step would be to work on the bottom edge here, tucking in the serged edge. But again, I will be doing these last two steps for all of these skirts because again, this will be the next part for this would be the sewing machine. So again, I'm just going to fold down the pleats towards me, still keeping it wrong side out. Again, making sure it's all nice and straight. Thank you, Sonia. Appreciate it. I try to make cute stuff. It's the goal. Cute stuff that people will buy, spend their moolah on. Trim loose threads. Again, turning it inside out. Because again, we're making two of the sunflower ones. Then serge the raw edge at the bottom. All right, so this one is all prepped, ready to go for the next step. Now working on the 4th of July one. Is anyone else having problems with the video? Mine keeps cutting out. Oh no. maybe refresh your page because I have pretty good quality internet, so I don't know. No, I'm good. Maybe it's our internet. Okay. Don't freak me out there, Julianne. Because otherwise I would not know how to fix that. I'm not a very technical person. All right, now working on the bottom, serging the edge. All right, so here's this, the little 4th of July one. Obviously, like I said, I'll be tucking in the serged edge. Maybe they were supposed to be upgrading it around here, so maybe they're working on it. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, so there's a little 4th of July one, super cute. It's all ready for the next step. I just got to do these 2 other ones. Making pretty good timing here, even though we're chatting. And I'm planning on listing all of these if I don't sell any of them, or if I don't sell them in certain sizes. That's my plan. Oh, trim my thread. So here is this pattern. Super cute, super springy. So as you can see, there are some carrots, so it's technically Easter fabric, but I still think it's cute for just spring or summer dress in general. So here's this one, all cute and all paneled out. You just check my work email. Thank you. Okay. Oh God. On June 7th, on a Tuesday, I'm having a performance review. It's annual thing, but like, I don't know. I still freak out about that stuff. Okay. Especially since it's my first one ever. You know, hope they're thinking I'm doing a good job, but I don't know. Okay. Again, right side out. Search, raw edge. All right, all done with that. Now we'll move on. My pile of skirts. So, turn this on, turn that off. Now what I'm going to do, grab my magic clips. I have some here. Now here is the right side. Here is the inside. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck, here it'll be. So I'm going to tuck this in about 1/4 of an inch. Let's see. Yes, I'll tuck it in this much. Then I'll tuck it in again. So then you won't even see that raw edge. And then I'm just going to clip that. I'm going to do that for all around the bottom of the skirt. Usually works up fairly quickly. If you've seen my previous videos, you know this is how I usually finish up raw edges, except my skirts. I usually just fold it over under once and then I serge it, or then I sew it. But for this, I just do it this way. Like I said, it's up to you and your technique and how you want to do these different things. So just keep clipping. And after a while, it'll just kind of fold over naturally on its own. I usually like to do it on my lap just because it feels more natural that way. Just keep folding. I usually fold it over more than a 1/4 of an inch because I use a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance when we sew this next part. So I will just do this one at a time. There we go. So here are the bottom edges all put together. So now we're going to go to the sewing machine. And I'm going to lay it face right side up. And then I'm just going to sew down this line at a 1/4 of an inch seam allowance at a fairly longer stitch length. Again, a 1/4 of an inch. Move this all out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. This fabric's so cute. Coming up to the end here that we just started at. And then trim any excess thread. And the skirt is now all prepped. So now, like I said, you're all done with this. We will just need to a little funky. Then we will just need to grab this once we're ready to put the top with the bottom. So like I said, the bottom's all nice and prepped now. So now I will continue to do what I was just doing with the other pieces. Just fold it in. Not too much, but not too little that when you sew it all together that it won't catch. I'll put my knee up so you can see what I'm doing. So like I said, I'm just clipping all around here. Hold on. Hello? Apparently I pre-ordered a MacBook, so that's cool. Yeah, it had the pause before the automated voice started, so gotta love some scammers. We shouldn't leave my hairbrush at work. Kind of annoying. I have to go in. All right. Now back to the sewing machine. Again, 1/4 inch seam allowance. I use a 4-inch stitch length out of 6, so a fairly long stitch length. Again, the purpose of this is to tuck away our serged edge so the customer won't even see it. Sorry, you guys, if you're shaking too much. Oh, yeah, you're shaking a good amount. Okay. Trimming any loose threads, which feels good. Now this is all prepped as well. I'll put it in the done pile. Now we'll start working on the 4th of July one. Grab my clips. And just keep it moving. Probably could clip a bunch at one time and then just sew a bunch at the same time, but depends on your mood. When it comes to sewing, I just kind of feel like doing each one individually right now. Boop. There it is. My knee up so you can see what I'm doing. I'm getting hungry a little bit. Might have to leave a little bit early today so then I can get a snack. Nothing's worse than going to a meeting and you're about to eat your arm off. Yeah, I'll probably end this live around 2:30. But so I don't think we'll be able to finish these in today's live. Probably finish these tonight and then hopefully start working on my new batch tonight as well. And I also have 3 orders that I have to cut out for my good old birthday outfits. So my sweet birthday outfits, which is another thing is I want to start making new birthday outfits so that I'm not making the same one over and over again. But Not that I'm complaining, but I just like to make different things, and hopefully people will be looking for one thing, and then they find now you offer something else and they want to purchase that. So okay. And one more clip. All right. Back to the machine. Love this pattern. It's so cute. Trim my threads. Okay. So here is the 4th of July skirt. Super cute. Like I said, this serged edge will be hidden, so it won't be in the way. So, yep. And on the sunflowers, maybe I'll just do 2 of these at the same time. Okay. So folding the edges in, clipping them, clip. Some good old ASMR in this video, I guess. Thank you, Sonia. All these yellow threads now from this skirt. Thank you guys for all the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. The channel hasn't been growing that much lately, so I appreciate all the likes, all the comments, everything. And this is why I like doing these lives as well, so I can interact with you guys and you can see what I'm working on in real time. And I'll probably also make a video of me working on more dresses, just a straight video, because I know some people don't like live, so I thought, why not make a shorter video for other people? Okay, so there's one all clipped. Get my next one. Clip that. clip and clip and clip. You're just joining. I am in the middle of clipping the bottom edge of my skirt portion of a dress that I am working on, which I am working on a bunch of them at the same time for an upcoming craft show that is in a week and a half. These are the only things that I've made so far for it, so I really need to kind of get cranking them out. Yeah, dropped a clip. All right, almost done clipping this one. Just a couple more. Perfect. Now we get to start sewing these up. And then the skirts will be done. Oh wait, what am I doing? Wrong side. Do them at this side. Let's see, quarter. Sorry again if you guys are shaking. I need to get a new table. Oh, I love the sunflowers. It's so cute. Trim all these edges up. Okay, this one is done. Super cute. Just finish up this other one that we clipped. And we can move on to the top. So. No problem. Don't worry about it. I'm actually probably going to get off around 2:30 because I'm hungry, and then I also have a staff meeting at 3. So I want to get prepared for all of that stuff. All right, skirts are all done. Trim my threads. Show you the pile that we got. So here are all the skirts all prepped. I'm just going to put them over to the side. Put my clips back in. And now we can start working on the top portion of the dress. All right. So now here again is the top front. So one is for the main fabric and one is for the lining. Then we have these back portions, which again are all lined with the stabilizer, which is, again, it is SF101 stabilizer, also known as Shape Flex. Essentially, it's just a thin stabilizer since I'm going to be using some plastic snaps. Okay, so I'm going to grab one of the top pieces for the front. I'm going to grab one of the, let's see, here are one of the top or one of the back pieces, and I'm going to put it right sides together with the front. Let me clip it real quick. Oh, it's so tiny. Get a couple clips in there. So here's what I did. So I matched up the raw edges. So again, it is right sides together. So this is what it will look like once it's all sewn. So I'm just clipping the top for, and then this will be again in the middle. So that's kind of how that looks. So now I'm going to grab another piece. So I'm going to grab the opposite piece side, put it on the other one. Probably pin all these right now since I'm here talking to you guys. So again, line it up. Grab a couple clips. I'm still grabbing two, even though it's a small area. So that's all prepped. You fold it up all nicely so it's not all disheveled. Okay. So then I'm going to put that on the serged area because again, we're going to serge those two top portions. So again, grab another one of your fronts, one of your backs. Again, making sure the stabilizer portion is in the middle and we're lining it up right sides together. Grabbing a couple clips and clipping. Nope. All right, here's another piece all prepped. I'm going to just lay it all out nicely. And keep doing that for all the pieces. Again, making sure you're matching up the correct patterns. Okay, so that's all clipped. I'm just going to throw it over by the serger. Last two pieces. Okay. Clip, clip. All right. I'll do the same for 4th of July. Try to line them up as best as I can, making sure they're all even. Again, it doesn't really matter which side you clip first as long as you do both sides, making sure that you don't mix them up. So again, we are matching up the shoulder seams. There we go. Now onto the pink floral. Maybe I'll use the cream for this. I think that would be cute. Yeah, I'll use the cream clips. Maybe pink. No, cream would look nice. Just talking to myself, don't mind me. Clip, clip. Again, I'm using 2 clips for the shoulder seams. Okay. 2 more pieces of the main front. Then we can move on and serge these shoulder seams. Boop. Okay, one more. Again, making them as lined up as you possibly can. All right. Now that's all clipped. Now back to the serger. I'll turn off my sewing machine for now because we won't need it for a bit. Turn my serger on. Now I'm going to serge the edge of those shoulder seams that we just clipped. And that's all I'm going to do. Just not even going to trim the threads yet. I'm just going to wait till the end. You guys have any plans for Memorial Day weekend? Getting there. Not really, just hanging out with the kids. Nice. Yeah, I'm not really doing anything either. I'm gonna be here. Well, for part of the Excuse me. Clips are falling. All right, one more section and then we will start clipping all of these. Put these magic clips away. Also called Wonder Clips as well, in case you're wondering. Okay. Come over here, talk to you guys, and start trimming stuff. So like I said, I just made this one big long chain. I'm just trimming up the chain. All right. That is all trimmed. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it on my lap like this, have my clips on hand. What is the name of the stabilizer you're using? It is called SF101 stabilizer, also known as Shapeflex, and I get a bolt of it from Joann's. It is essentially just a very lightweight stabilizer. I cut them out into 1-inch strips because I add plastic snaps to my dresses here, so that's kind of why I added this extra stabilization. But anything that possibly would like pull your fabric, I always encourage people to add just a little layer of stabilizer. All right, so now here's the right side out. I'm going to put it right sides together. And I'm going to start clipping. Always try your best to make sure the raw edges meet up. Sometimes you can't get it perfectly, and that's okay. I'm going to start working on the inside of the top. And I will also tell you guys what exactly you need to sew next, or in this case, serge. Oh gosh, I gotta leave in a minute. Time goes by fast when you're having fun, but I might go live again tomorrow. I'm not super sure. I just might probably want to crank out working on these different dresses and stuff like that and just really focus. Okay, at least I'll finish pinning this one. Okay, so here's what we pinned. We pin them right sides together. Again, this is the back. So again, right sides together. And essentially you will be sewing or serging. You'll be serging this side, so the side with the stabilizer, so the top here, all the way down, go around this curve, go all the way down through the neckline. So we're all, with this red clip, the green, the orange, the red here, all the way up to the other side. So this, from this side all the way to this side, all the way up to here, and then that's it. That's all you would sew for that portion. So pretty simple. And then the other part, you would just sew within from here all the way to here. That's it. Don't even worry about these sides, just from one curve all the way to the next curve. And then you would do the same exact thing for the other side. So from here to here. But anyways, I think I'm going to end the live here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry I couldn't be on here longer, but I'm supposed to be working right now. So I have a staff meeting I have to prep for, and then I also have to eat something because I'm starting to get hungry. So I appreciate you guys joining me on the live today. I will post in the morning if I'm planning on going live again tomorrow. Again, I'm not super sure what my plans are. I just might be wanting to sew the whole time and not have to be talking and stuff and just concentrate. But thank you so much for doing the live stream. Bye, Megan. Bye, everyone. Make it a wonderful day. Yeah, thank you so much, Sonia. And thank you all so much for watching today. And if you haven't already, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel as well. I'm trying to get more involved with making YouTube videos, but it's easier for me to do lives because then I can just do a live and not have to edit anything. So, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this live. Definitely planning on doing more lives for prepping for this craft show. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. But yeah, so I will see you guys in the next live, which would be next Wednesday. So I will see you all then. And in the meantime, have a nice week. Bye, everyone.